Well, if corporations can be people, why not mountains? At least Taranaki Maunga won't be evading taxes or lobbying, I think. Now, I should preface this, that this is full of words I don't know how to pronounce. Sorry. Anyways, now that New Zealand has granted legal personhoods to a sacred peak, let's address the real questions here. If someone wants to marry the mountain, would that make them legally wed to an 8,261-foot rock? If hikers are trekking up the mountain, does it need to give explicit consent first? And if said climbers get injured, can they sue the mountain for negligence? Will it need a lawyer? Obviously, I'm being facetious. Or am I? All jokes aside, by giving nature legal personhood, New Zealand is setting a precedent that could impact how national parks, endangered ecosystems, and even entire oceans are protected. If a mountain can have rights, why not a rainforest? Why not the Great Barrier Reef? On one hand, this is a step toward conservation, giving indigenous groups more power to protect their sacred lands. On the other, it opens a Pandora's box of legal conundrums. If a company pollutes a river that has personhood, can that river sue for damages? And if so, how does it cash that check? This could be the beginning of a legal revolution in environmental protection. In like a few years, we might see a court case where there's a tree listed as the plaintiff. Either way, next time you go hiking, maybe whisper a polite thank you to the landscape. But seriously, this isn't the first time New Zealand has done this. And here comes one of those words I can't pronounce. The Wanganui River and Te Uwera forests. There is zero chance I said that right. Also hold personhood, an approach that aligns with indigenous Maori beliefs that the landforms are living ancestors, not just landscapes to be used and exploited. Unlike Western traditions, which often see nature as property to be owned, Maori traditions recognize a deep, reciprocal relationship with the land, one that colonial governments historically ignored. So what does this actually mean for the mountain to have rights? Well, in practice, it gives the tribes the ability to speak on behalf of the mountain, making decisions about conservation, tourism, and land use. It also acknowledges historical wrongs, such as the forced seizure of said land in the 19th century, back when the British colonizers stripped the Maori of their rights and banned their cultural practices. I guess the question is, does personhood actually help protect nature, or is it really just symbolic? Advocates would argue that it strengthens conservation efforts by giving indigenous groups more control over their sacred lands. But critics worry that it could create headaches. After all, if a mountain has rights, could anyone sue on its behalf? Could it be held accountable for something? And can lawsuits be directed at those harming it? Taranaki Maunga is a major tourist destination, and with new protections in place, expect tighter rules around hiking, skiing, and commercial use. Granting personhood to natural landmarks is kind of an interesting, evolving experiment. Will more countries follow suit, or will this remain a uniquely New Zealand approach? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments.